Michigan State with Tom Izzo.
Absolutely.
We move to the bottom half of the fourth inning, and Robinson Cano leads it off in the second. He got it started with a triple and came around to score on a Jorge Posada single. That was the first run. Yankees lead it 2-0. Dunsing to the plate. Fouled away, a ball and a strike.
When Cano was a younger player, they used to have to address sometimes his lapses mentally on the field. And everyone talks about his offense because he is a great offensive player. But for Joe Girardi's team now, no errors for Cano this entire season. We saw that with the double play last inning. Just has become the complete package.
Tapped up toward first. Dunsing got to get over there, but the throw is wild, and it hit Mick Kelleher, the Yankees' first base coach. I'm going to take it that by the smiles over there, he's okay.
It's a play you go over 6,520 times in spring training. It ain't easy.
Ouch.
And neither was that.
Wow.
Don't say anything, Ernie.
John, I would never bring up
the deflection.
Yeah. Had no chance
it's like
against
a goalie.
that.
He had no chance.
I would never bring up a similar shot that you took at Fenway Park earlier this season. I would not do that to you.
Do you think that'll be mentioned in the clubhouse after the game at all?
Do you think it will ever stop? So Cano is on, and here's Marcus Timms. That ball is hit deep to right center field. Back toward that wall and gone!
Here, the Yankee hitters are really comfortable, not only here but at the plate, and he just drives this ball the other way. We already talked about that short porch out there, and this is a team feeling awfully good about itself, up 4-0.
So Marcus Timms, who earlier this season had a streak in which he hit 7 home runs in 10 games, connects here in Game 3. That's his first hit of this series and makes it a 4-0 game. Posada at the plate now.
Well, Marcus Timms has been the great equalizer against left-handed pitching. It's his 6th home run this season against left-handers.
Posada's 1 for 1. He's 3 out of 8 in the series. Knocked in a run his first time.
And if you're Brian Dunsing, you mean you are what you are. It's not that you're going to hump up and throw harder and strike these guys out. You have to make quality pitches to get them out. We haven't seen the ground balls. We haven't seen the effectiveness of his changeup. And the hitters right now are comfortable at the plate and making great contact.
At 73 miles an hour, he floated that over. And he's ahead in the count 1-2. What a feeling for Marcus Timms. Missed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A Robinson Cano infield single followed by a 2-run homer by Marcus Timms. And it's 4-0. As you can see, the action heating up in the Minnesota bullpen.
Knew by the sound of the bat in this ballpark, anything to right center has a chance to get out of the ballpark. And what a year for Timms and these Yankees.
Payoff pitch to Posada.
No, more of the same here for the Yankees when Phil Hughes pitches. 7.5 runs they average for him this season, getting off to this quick start. What I see, John, is that Dunsing does not have his best stuff. That's obvious. But he hasn't moved the feet or any batter off the plate the entire game. And it goes to what you were talking about. Yankee hitters just feel awfully comfortable in the box.
Again, the 3-2. And Posada is called out on strikes for the first out here in the fourth.
When you have to only throw perfect pitches to get hitters out, it makes for a long day.
Curtis Granderson right down the line, but just fouled.
Take that back. It makes for a short day sometimes.
Just the first strikeout of the evening for Brian Dunsing.
To your point earlier about Phil Hughes, he was 15-0 when he got 6 runs or more.
The Yankees lead it 4-0. They've got 7 hits.
You know, these guys have taken similar paths to their career, both having to pitch out of the pen to help their team. Phil Hughes doing it. Had different paths in the minor leagues. Phil Hughes absolutely dominated the minor leagues. Sub 500 for Brian. But he's come up here and done a great job for Ron Gardenhire. As he said when we talked to him earlier, but you know what? He's going to stay in the rotation more than likely. We're not going to bounce him around anymore. Great patience by these 2 young pitchers to be able to do that early in their career.
Anderson waits on a 1-2. Down the left field line, and that'll be out of play. Granderson grounded into a rare double play. Among the toughest to double up in the league. That came in the second. He hit the ball like a bullet right at Orlando Hudson as the Twins turn 2 to end the second. Mauer held it there for a second. Missed 2-2.
You know what I want to see? I want to see, after watching Robinson Cano, and my respect has gone well, I want to see him face Mariano Rivera. See if we can make that happen.
I don't think we're going to make it happen.
I think he's the only one that can hit him.
You know what? I don't think either of them wants to do it. Another full count here in the fourth. It was full against Posada. Again here against Granderson, who fouls it back.
At this point, giving your team innings is not as important as being able to put up zeros. I don't know how much longer Brian's going to be able to stick in this game. The lease is short when you have your 0-2 in a series.
3-2 again. Down low. And Granderson reaches with a walk here in the fourth. Granderson at first is his responsibility, and Matt Guerrier comes on here in the fourth. He faces Brett Gardner.
Slider, big curveball type guy. He's going to have to try and get some quick outs. Find a way for Minnesota to just crawl their way back in this game. They've got to be able to contribute at the plate a little bit better than they have.
Guerrier appearing in his second game of this series. He pitched in game 2. There goes Granderson. The throw by Mauer is into center field. Granderson will motor into third.
Well, Joe Mauer, who has gold gloves, had a perfect pitch to throw, overthrew it into the outfield, and that stolen base by Curtis Granderson and the error by Joe Mauer. Very unaccustomed to seeing the Twins and their best player play this way.
So Granderson 90 feet away. The Twins bring the infield in, already down 4-0. And Gardner waits on an 0-2. Out of the zone, 1-2. Yankees pressing the issue, leading 4-0. The stolen base, and E2 has Granderson at third.
Well, this is the problem they present to you at the bottom of their lineup, is that when they roll it over, they've got tons of speed.
Granderson a walking lead at third. Just a little looper foul right near the line and hits the tarp. Ball and 2 strikes.
And I'll tell you what a lot of guys can't do or don't seem to want to do. He's stealing on an 0-1 pitch, and he takes strike 2 to get in the hole 0-2. But this is one of the guys that battles at the plate. He doesn't care if it's 0-2, 2-0. And that's one thing you have to do to help your team be successful. You've got to give up of yourself to get the guy in scoring position to increase your chances to win a baseball game. Gardner did it. Now he can get a run without a hit.
Has all the great qualities of a leadoff man in the 9 position. A ball and 2 strikes. Mauer kept that in front. 2-2.
Well, unlike the baseball we saw at Target Field, if this ball goes by the catcher, you will get a run.
A lot more room here at Yankee Stadium.
Classic form, gets over in front of the baseball. If it's a breaking ball, you know as soon as it hits the dirt, it's going to try to dart back to your left hand, and stayed right in front of it and cushioned it in front of him.
In Minnesota, it's 45 feet, the minimum that you can have the backstop from home plate. Fly ball left field. Delman Young has to backtrack, and Curtis Granderson hustles for the plate and scores the 5th Yankee run. When he singled in the first, it made it 19 straight postseason games in which he has reached safely. He shortened up on the bat a little bit there, and Danny Valencia was on the dead run from deep third.
The Yankees have singles today. They have a double, a triple, a home run, a walk, and a stolen base, and a sacrifice fly. An all-around offensive effort.
They got some mojo going, and you look in that dugout. They can smell it. A 1-1 due to Derek Jeter. That error in this inning by Joe Mauer. The first by either side in this series. And that's in character for both of these teams. Two of the best defensively. In fact, the Yankees made the fewest errors in baseball and have not made one here. Jeter swung right through it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Dunsing, the Game 3 starter, and knocked out here in the 4th. The winner of this series, of course, gets the winner of the Texas-Tampa Bay series, which is not over. Texas went home looking for a sweep today, and Tampa Bay rallied late. Field. Cut off by Kubel. But that is the 8th New York hit as we play here in the 4th. Jeter is 2 out of 3.
Guerrero is going to have to pay attention, even with 2 outs, to Jeter at first base. He might try to press the issue also.
Teixeira waiting on deck. If Swisher can reach, they're in the 4th. Derek Jeter, the runner at first, with his second hit of the night. Action continues in the Minnesota bullpen. Number 28 is Jesse Crane. And we saw in game 1, not a good night.
Well, Matt Guerrier, who's in this game, is a guy that usually pitches in the 6th or 7th inning later in the game, but it's like the 6th or 7th here for the Minnesota Twins. Scott Baker, the other right-hander, up in the bullpen.
Baker yet to make an appearance in this series. 2 balls and a strike, and again, Guerrier throws over, which delights the patrons here at Yankee Stadium. Them even more. No, they're not chanting Hughes this time. Five runs on 8 hits for New York. Three balls and 1 strike. If the Minnesota Twins are to stay alive in this series, they're going to have to rewrite some franchise history. Their largest postseason come-from-behind win is 4 runs, which came in 2002 in Game 1 at Oakland. There goes Jeter, and they check, and Swisher, they say, is a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Jeter at second with the stolen base. He thought he had thrown ball 4.
Whenever you watch those check swings, you want to see the head of the bat. Does it continue through just enough in front of that plate? Chris Cuccione said yes.
Cuccione, the third base umpire. Greg Gibson behind the plate tonight. Now a payoff pitch with a runner in scoring position.
To me, they're all swings, Ernie.
I know that.
They are. I've seen a lot of hits that hit the bat going at that rate right there over the third baseman's head. One man's view, that's all.
Biggest check swing in postseason so far with the bat of Michael Young.
Without question. Ruled a ball, and he went deep the next pitch. There's ball 4 to Swisher. They're at first and second with 2 out. And he's got Mark Teixeira up there now with 2 out. Runners at first and second.
You know, the book on Mark Teixeira, and it's probably safe to say this is going to be his last hitter this inning if he doesn't get him out. But you got to get him to swing over the top of a curveball. He has a very good curveball. See if he can take advantage of getting that position where he can throw the curveball. You got to get ahead.
Problem with the Twins pitchers in this series, they've been throwing their good secondary pitches early in the counts, but they have not been throwing them for strikes. Change up there from Guerrier, wide.
Two balls and no strikes for the number 3 hitter in the Yankees lineup. Teixeira flied out to right his first time, doubled home a run in the third. Jeter at second, Swisher at first. There's a strike. 2-1. Bird's eye view here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees lead at 5-0. Trying to blow this thing open. And Teixeira will get a 3-1 pitch to look at. Another bad one. Loads him for this guy. Now full 3-2. Runners lead from first and second. Teixeira waiting on a payoff, which will not be made. You played with this guy, Mark Teixeira, in Atlanta. What was your assessment of his skills offensively, John, as a teammate?
He's just the most disciplined guy. Everything he does is disciplined. He doesn't give a bat away. He doesn't give a play away in the field. He's just ready for every moment.
The runners go as Teixeira grounds it foul, and McKelliher makes that play.
Still no fear.
Exactly.
Despite.
Nick perhaps best known for the fact that he played in the big leagues and was at the plate, 1,081 at-bats without a home run in his major league career.
Glad I didn't face him, because I'd have given it up. I always gave up guys' first home run, it seemed like.
Runners going again, and Teixeira is called out on strikes. But the New York Yankees add to their lead. They score 3 times, 2 of them on a bomb by Marcus Timms. 5-zip New York.